It is a good day. It is a good thing. We've got just what you need tonight. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard to the Etsy Shenanigans show over here on YouTube. I'm going to give things a couple of moments and do a few things that we've got to do that we usually try and do, and that's welcome the chat and welcome to, and then it is the Francesco Rivera candles. That's all. And let's get rid of that. Okay. And that should be pretty good. I don't know if we're live here on YouTube yet. Should be pretty soon. I'm just going to wait till that happens. It's really not on me, by the way, guys. Not on me at all. But we do want to make sure. I made some adjustments to my microphone, my pile tonight. But it looks like we're getting very close to get the Elgato Wave 3. The Elgato Wave 3 is where we're kind of headed. There's a little bit more research I have to do. I like the way, I like the versatility. I like the small form. I love the way that the base looks. I love that I don't really have to go for the arm and the boom and all of that. So there's a few more things I need to check out. I need to make sure that if I put it into the studio area that you'll be able to pick up on the laser running, because that's kind of important as we move along. I want to make sure that we do that. Oh yeah, let's hear us. Okay. I mean, it's a little better, right? The sound is a little better, guys. Yeah, I think it's a little better. I'm not having to pump it up all of the way, which is really, really great and wonderful. Okay, and I'm only going to use my laptop. I'm not going to use the iPad to go through this story. But we'll get started in just a moment. We are going to be talking about, how do I start this? Let me see. Okay, so you know the Etsy gurus, the ones that are telling you that everything is wrong, but they're somehow right? Yeah, that's a guru. It's red flag of guruisms. And there are times when people are right and other people are wrong. In fact, over on my Facebook page, I actually come right out and say, finally, I was right about everything. And I do feel like that sometimes. Obviously, it's clearly life snark, and how in the world could I be right about everything? But the guru has a very interesting bent. And Gemini is actually helping me understand this so that I can better explain it to y'all. They have a motive and a bias. And they have to be right so that you will buy their course, join their group, pay for things, third-party apps, and that sort of thing. So they have a full-blown funnel of how to attract your attention through clickbait titles. Not that media doesn't do that. I'm going to give you an example of it right now with Francisco. And so this is very common, but what is not common about it is that they are going after an expected livelihood on Etsy. And that's what makes it a little more interesting to me to go up against. Now, do I want to be in any kind of debate? No. Do I want to understand what the other side of this, what they call the underbelly of Etsy, and understand why in the world are they going out and around and about all of this because it is borderline professional slander, which is crazy because they're monetized channels, they have big following. They're not just suggesting that this is their opinion or observation. So like right now for me, this is my opinion and observation. I do not even have a shop yet. So I'm not even really in the system yet. I'm still enough away out of the system to make sure that I'm looking at as many angles as there are to having a successful Etsy shop in accordance with Etsy. After all, it's their house, their property, they built it, they're the ones that have the market cap, the public shares to buy, they're the ones whose necks are really on the line. The issue is that are these gurus' necks on the line? What are they on the line for? We know what Etsy is on the line for, but what are these gurus? They don't do transparency reports. They're not reporting their income. There are some people out on YouTube though, some creators that are happy to show you their P&L, how they got there, how they plan on staying there, but the intention is still that you will buy in. So today we had this one, and we have all seen the headlines. So the headline is, just so that you know, I'm going to put it in chat. This is the headline, and we are going to take it out to Google. And I will read to you all of the media outlets that follow this story. Briefly said, 26-year-old side hustle brings in $38,500 a month. That's all, okay? I'm going to do it right now. Very easy to do. 26-year-old. Right away on Google. Right away in February 2023, he ventured into selling print-on-demand candles on Etsy. Initially, it was a modest venture, with Rivera investing 4 to 5 hours a day and making only a couple of $100s. But everything changed when his side hustle gained unexpected traction. That's the Google. So already we have a little bit more information about it. Now, this is not someone that is not unknown, okay? His name is out there. There's an article on Medium, Side Hustle Success, 26-year-old, read the title. Side Hustle back in May of 2024. This was just couple weeks ago. Side Hustle Success. 26-year-old earns $38,500 monthly with just 20 minutes daily, achieves year-round passive income. The story of Francisco Rivera's entrepreneurial triumph and the path to financial freedom by Fresh Like Money by Abina Talks. It's a 3-minute read. We may want to read it so that we can get context. Before we do, let me go and grab another article. CNBC over on LinkedIn in their CNBC Make It. That's a segment that they do. CNBC Make It's post. This is just the snippet. Last year, he brought in $462,000 in sales, according to documents reviewed by CNBC Make It. That averages to roughly $38,500 per month. So now we know from CNBC, this was just not an odd month. The gurus want you to think that it was an odd month. It was not an odd month. He brought in the year that CNBC reviewed his books, he made $462,000 in the year that they looked. MSN says Francisco Rivera started selling candles to earn extra cash while tutoring. Now he works fewer hours and makes more money solely running his, and now we know, his Etsy shop. Well, kind of perk your eyes up, perk things up a little bit, right? So we have this kind of clickbaity title. He barely works at all. CNBC has verified the income, and it's kind of like you're kind of getting a little bit more excited. Well, where's the shop? What is he, Like, oh my God, what is he selling? Keep on going. CNBC, once again, on their Twitter 2 weeks ago, wrote about him on Twitter. A site out of Pakistan, pro-Pakistani, wrote how this 26-year-old earns $38,500 monthly through. The snippet is Rivera estimates that 30% to 50% of each sale is profit. The remaining cash pays for Etsy fees and marketing and Printify. This was April 30th, 2024. Back to CNBC. They do another LinkedIn post. Financial Content did a post. This is out of the Boston Herald, April 25th. 26-year-old side hustle brings in $38,500 a month. Takes 20 minutes a day, okay? This is the first time that we're hearing about the 20 minutes a day. So no longer is it 3 to 4 hours. Now it's down to 20 minutes. CNBC does another article on generally having multiple side hustles. FHAUTH.com. 26-year-old side hustle brings in $38,000. CNBC again. So CNBC is on this story big time. YouTube does it 2 weeks ago. Picks up on the story, writes about the story. We have one channel, 2 channels. Reddit did an article on it. MSN did an article on it. And then you start hearing about, the scammy side of side hustles and so forth. So clearly, just with that little bit, we know a little bit about this fellow. When you go into the articles, you learn about his proper name. And, a few years ago, I started studying about how to make candles. Now, I didn't make my very first candle until, I should really look at the receipts, let's say a year ago. I made my very first candle. And in doing so, I was looking for these print-on-demand candle makers. And there's a print-on-demand candle maker in LA. And when they were showing that they white label for people, they not only do candles that they sell on a pallet, and people do their own labeling and decorate the lids or whatever they're doing with the candles, and then they also do a full service print-on-demand candle business. And there was the label that they were putting on a jar. I think you guys know. You guys know about the labels? Yeah. So this isn't just any candle business, by the way. This is a business that uses the word F-U-C-K on their candles. This particular company that does thousands and thousands of candles, it appears to me that they may be the Printify, the access that Printify has to candles. And I'm wondering if I should even say it. Should I say it? What the candle says? The candle basically is my last F-U-C-K, and then the story about their last F-U-C-K. And when you look up that phrase on Google, there are thousands of creators that do what Francisco does. On Etsy, the highest selling candle maker sells these kinds of candles, which is, what are you going to do? Foul language, snark of a certain kind of snark, I can't describe this kind of, because it's more like, it's, could you call it locker room humor? I don't know. Is it just kind of one of these gag gifts that you pick up at a truck stop? I have no idea. But this fellow on Etsy is actually able to achieve these kinds of numbers. The guru wants you to believe that these numbers are not achievable. They are achievable. In fact, there are thousands of sellers on Etsy that are trying to do the same thing. Thousands of them. So what do we feel about that? Where does that sit with any of us that we would know? Okay, so that's one question. Then you just take his proper name over to Etsy. Just his proper name, right? Let me grab his proper name from the title here. Francisco Rivera. This is how Etsy knows about trends and the numbers and everything else. Francisco Rivera comes on here, and if I go Francisco Rivera, hold on, let me go Francisco Rivera candles, and now we're not getting the same thing, all the ads for all the different ones. But what I did, that's kind of odd, it doesn't come up right now. So let me go over to my Twitter. I'm glad that I took a picture of it. So on my Twitter I wrote, this guy, 26-year-old, side hustle brings in $38,500 a month, takes 20 minutes a day. This can be passive all year long. This Etsy seller offers candles and the platform makes him part of search. Francisco sells catchy phrase, print-on-demand candles. Trend catching is real. So, Francisco Rivera candles, Francisco Rivera candle shop, Francisco Rivera seller, Francisco Rivera print on demand, Francisco Rivera organic candles, and Francisco Rivera shop. There were 837 results for Francisco Rivera with ads. 837 times the fragrances, times the personalization, etc. So let's see if I can get it back over here to where these really are. I'm going to go to the newest, Francisco Rivera candles. So these candles, just to give you an idea, are things such as smells like you're not in your 30s anymore, don't let anyone treat you like free salsa, you are guac, location, Sarah's last nerve, oh look, it's on fire, smells like San Francisco, a candle that says, this is the labels now, smells like a MFing promotion, lots of custom text. Here is one on Etsy. Remember, the gurus are upset about this seller, but what they're not showing you is what is actually for sale on Etsy. A wise woman once said, F-U-C-K, that S-H-I-T, and she lived happily ever after. That is a candle for sale with an ad on Etsy. Here's one that says, smells like I don't give an A-S-H-I-T. And it goes on and on and on. And on again. Yes, it does. There's either nothing to be upset about or a lot to be upset about, if you know what I mean. There's either nothing to be upset about. Francisco has found a niche. He does it well. His item is a quality item. He ships it. He's got the right photographs. He's the right person. He found himself able and willing, right? All of the things. He's a willing and able seller on Etsy. And now people are realizing, why don't I just go for it too? If you go to Google for these candles, it is insane how many, this is where you really see the Etsy sellers, is over on Google search. So I'm going to go my last CK candle. Alright, I go to images. I'll go to shopping in just a moment. My last FUCK. This is a candle on Etsy with the full word FUCK, not, you know, an ampersand or a percentage symbol or anything like that. Most of these actually say my last FUCK with smiley faces and all the fragrances and all the sizes and soy and black vessels, clear vessels, black tops, silver tops, wood tops, double wicks, all over. All over. If I go to Etsy, now I get to see all of the My Last FUCK candles that are on Etsy. And you can very easily see Francisco's because he'll have like 168 sales. He has one like Smells Like It's Not Your Problem Anymore. It's a retirement candle. Has 168 sales on that one. And probably if we were to look that up. And then you'll notice the same mock-up photo with the fairy lights and the guitar in the background. That particular mock-up is used all over Etsy. And it's all sorts of FUCK, all out. It sells, they sell. If that is what the intention is for Etsy to get your posts, have lots of them, lots and lots of posts to sell a product that people want, that there is no issue on. Now, whether or not it's because they're print on demand in the US, I don't know. Or it's a print on demand person that, you know, obviously Francisco is getting a lot of attention for Etsy because although I may feel odd about this, when I say I may feel odd, I know that there are no content booksellers that do this, but they never tell you that this is what they do because there's something about it that is undeserving in a way because it's just a niche on a niche, so it just kind of feels weird. But if I was coming onto Etsy and I was a young mother and I tried to do several different side hustles, me personally, I typed for a building inspector, I did royal service, house sitting for the royal family of Brunei, did that to make extra money, work all week long for them, but to have a few extra dollars, I would housekeep one of the houses, and house sit, I should say. So I've done a few things. If this had been offered to me that I don't have any product, I'm fulfilling orders, but there's so much of it that I'm not doing, meaning they're literally creating the product and sending the product. What I'm doing is I'm paying the 20 cents and I'm putting it out onto the marketplace, which is not what they do. So, you know, it's a pretty good gig for both parties, because one party that's really good at what they do, in this case making candles, he isn't that good at making candles, and maybe they're not that interested in having this kind of personal relationship with sales, you know, with retail sales. So, you know, what do? I may, if I was in the situation, and Etsy says that most of the people that sell are women, and we can be very, have a lot of, you know, guts to go out and do something that may not be altogether the way that we look at the world, but it sells, and it sells a lot, and now I'm able to really change my life around in not that long of time with those kinds of sales numbers. Because remember, you don't have a brick and mortar. You may have never even made a candle yourself. Maybe you don't even like candles. So there's a lot of pull in that. So what's wrong with it kind of thing? And I want to hear from you guys what you think about what's right and what's wrong, and why would the gurus just not kind of lay it out for you like I have today. There's absolutely no surprise. This Francisco is all over the internet. It's very easy to find the end game of this. So what I was thinking is that maybe you would like to know the video of the company in Los Angeles that makes these kinds of candles, because it's fascinating, the candle company that does it. And obviously Printify, being that they do not make candles. You guys understand that, right? They go to they're an aggregator. So anyway, that's where we're at on that. Okay, then the next thing is we have a new banner today over on Etsy. Yeah, we do. And the banner this is the landing page banner. So the Etsy.com, and I'm showing it to you right now. And let me go ahead and make sure that you guys can see it. Let's see. Let me get this around over here. Okay. And there you go. That is the Father's Day dad gifts up to 30%. So right off the bat, there's discounts. So the colors that I chose were the navy, the light blue, and you'll notice that there's quite a bit of neutrals and naturals that come in to the Father's Day. I do like this, that they've got a seller spotlight, but even further down then you can see all the candles that we were looking at. So those are automatically put up above. We have the Etsy orange and this enormous half circle. Really take notice of this if you're doing a banner on YouTube. I should probably, although something is weird and wonky with my banner. It's hooked up to subscribers, and it's got a subscriber scrubber, and I cannot clear it out of my cache or wherever YouTube is holding on to it. I'm not too certain why my new banner won't sticketh. So you want to take real note of all of that, because it's actually pretty cool as a banner. Thoughtful Father's Day gifts for all his interests, shop gift mode. As a matter of fact, I think what I'll do is I'll take a picture. Go ahead and take a picture. I like the Father's Day card one, so I'll wait for that one to rotate around. And I think the ceramic travel mugs are really nice as well. There we go. I like that one there. I think I'll try and change the banner. So the trending nows, then the shop gifts perfect with the dates. Those are interesting. Also, if you're doing any kind of posts on Instagram, for example, take note of how they're putting these together, and the colors too. The Drew Barrymore, what I'm trying to do is get to the blog so we can read the blog together. So this is very interesting, all of these Marimekko daisy petal things that are pretty. All right, so fresh from the blog. This is a new blog that came out, I believe it was written today by Mary Kinney, and it's called The Best Graduation Gifts That Say Hats Off to the Class of 2024. Once again, a lot of very good SEO happening in that, the best graduation gifts that say hats off to class 2024. So that's at the very bottom. You'll just see the Etsy.com blog, and it's the very first one. So this is under their shopping guides and gift ideas. Congratulate the newest graduates with these picks for the best graduation gifts to commemorate this important milestone. After all the tests, late night study sessions, and busy class schedules, it's finally time for your go-getter to don their hard-earned cap and gown. Help them celebrate all they've accomplished with a unique graduation gift overflowing with recognition. These graduation gifts from Etsy will show your student just how proud you are of them and how proud they should be of themselves. So what I'm going to do, if you guys are into AI at all, is I'm going to take the first 3 paragraphs and I'm going to ask Gemini to please create a tags list for my Etsy shop based on these 3 paragraphs. Okay. And let's see what they come up with. Alright, our general tags would be graduation gift, grad gift, class of 2024, graduation 2024, celebrate graduate, milestone gift. More specific tags would be personalized gift, custom portrait, handmade jewelry, inspirational quote, future goals. The target audience would be recent grad, college grad, high school grad, new grad, grad party. Occasion tags would be graduation party favors, graduation keepsake, after graduation gift. And they have directing me to the Etsy keyword tool. Okay, so let's get the graduation, the general tag into the chat. And remember, all I did was take the first 3 lines of the block. Okay, so that is that one there. And the next one, of course, these are just simple, what would be called simple keywords, you know. Very simple keywords. These are not expressive keywords or anything like that. Here's this one here. And then we have the target audience. I believe that's what that says, yeah. Target audience. And get that one here. Oh, finally, look at that. Stream Elements finally came into the room. There we go. And then occasion tags. Okay. Gave me 4 different kinds of tags. So let's see which one we kind of want to focus on. So the one that seems to be a little more interesting is the target audience tag. Okay, now I'm going to ask him, can you focus on the target audience tags and make a list of long tail keywords? There we go. Let's see what we get. Okay, here we go. So this is for the recipient, by occasion, by product. So quite a bit, just so that you know. So let's do, these are the long tail by recipient. And let me make a copy of that so you guys can see long tail. And let's see what happens, how different these are. There we go. Oh, that one's not going to pull up. That's going to be too long. That's going to be too long. Okay, what I'll do is I'll put these down below in the description when we're done here tonight. These are going to be too long. I'll read them though, okay? All right. By recipient, graduation gift for daughter, graduation gift for son, graduation gift for granddaughter, for grandson, for boyfriend, for girlfriend, for best friend. By occasion, unique college graduation gift, sentimental graduation gift, inspirational graduation gift, funny graduation gift for him, for her, graduation party favors idea. By product, it would be personalized graduation mug, graduation cap topper, custom graduation portrait, graduation announcement card, graduation memory book, graduation thank you card, graduation gift basket. And once again, the sources come from an Etsy.com listing, which it says, sorry, this item isn't available anymore. I don't know why it sent me over there. Doesn't matter, but I'm actually getting an Etsy shop to shop out from Gemini. As far as target audience, it would be the recent life stage or future goals or interests. So future goals would be future teacher, future doctor, future lawyer, future entrepreneur, future artist. Remember, this is all under the graduation. So go back to the blog. Top picks for the best graduation gifts are personalized graduation gifts, unique graduation gifts, blah, 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 same things that we saw before, and shop all the graduation gifts. So personalized gifts, there is a new ad that's out. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Custom gifts for the 2024 grad in your life. Hashtag graduation Etsy shorts. Then there's a personalized ornament by Togetherness Ornament, called Togetherness Ornament from Rustic Elm. And they do a lot of highlight shops, personalized leather coin purse, bracelet, charm necklace, daily rituals journal. It goes on and on and on as to the amount of products that they share on the blog. So definitely check out the blog. I will put the blog URL in the chat, and you can find it there. Okay. So back to the way that the landing page looks. I did over on my Twitter, I gave you the hex numbers. I did a couple of things. I gave you hex codes for the new landing page. I gave you what they were writing them for: Dad's Gifts, Thoughtful Father's Day Gifts, Father's Day Deals, Gifts for Grads, and more. The hex color of the dark blue, the light blue, and the orange, and then the name of the blog, the best graduation gifts that say hats off. And thank you for those that came in or found the post on X for the impressions that we got. I appreciate that. Most of my Etsy posts get decent enough impressions. I do think that Etsy really could have a wonderful presence on X, and we should all try a little harder to have posts. So that is about it. We've been on for almost 40 minutes. I think that's all that we need to do. We covered all about Francisco and what's going on there. Francisco Rivera candles, Lollapalooza. Congratulations. How long it's going to last as far as print on demand, anything on Etsy is anyone's, who knows what's going to happen really there. There's a lot of concern, I guess, about mass production and this kind of, I mean, I just think it's a bloat on the platform. However, Francisco, he's been written about in so many places, so many journals. I am looking to find out if he's talking to anybody, personally talking to any Etsy shop owners. So it may be an interesting day in our lives if I'm actually able to talk to Francisco and kind of speak of what the future is for this, because when we're talking about other people's money, they have their own goals and aspirations, and it's difficult. But maybe speak on if he believes that the market actually, that there is more room for another Francisco or hundreds of Franciscos out there. So we just don't know. Anyway, if you come across me, Francisco, my name is Beauty Bubble. You can find me on Twitter at Beauty Bubble. My DMs are always open. Shoot me a message if you want to talk about this in any other way that hasn't been covered by mainstream media. So that would be it for us tonight. Thank you so much. This has been Beauty Bubble for Etsy Shenanigans, Day 13, Francisco Rivera Candles. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye now.